Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the West Ham Network for your Hammers headlines, the 4th of October's rendition, of course, in association with the guys over at kumb.com. Knees up, Motherbound, if you have not, and you should have, but if you haven't, check them out, then make sure you do go over to their website. And, of course, check out their West Ham forum where you get to speak to all West Ham fans from all over the world. Why not? It's a great bit of banter, especially if you're looking for any West Ham content. Why not go and check them out? And of course, if you are new around here, please hit that subscribe button. Again, why not? We're on the march towards 20,000 subscribers, and we're bringing you all your West Ham content. We are also launching our website very soon, so stay in touch with us when you see that coming on and give us your feedback on that also. But there's so much stuff happening as our focus turns to the Europa Conference League, and it is getting exciting. You know, we could be one win away from really pushing our way into the next round of this competition. And one player who has been seen in the first team training ahead of the match was young defender Levi Lang. Now, Lang has yet to feature in the first team since joining West Ham from Arsenal last summer. He's a 19-year-old centre-back, and he's regularly featured in the under-21s this season. However, he won't be involved in Mark Robson's team in the next game because he was sent off last weekend. Now, Lang himself is still to earn a first-team appearance for West Ham, but he did earn himself a call-up to the first-team training. And there was one big moment in the training session that really impressed David Moyes. In the clip that was shared by West Ham, Lang is defending against Saïd Benrahma. We all know how creative Saïd Benrahma can be and how tricky he is, and let alone coming against an academy player. He may be up for trying some new stuff. Now, he was dribbling and trying to beat the defender to get a shot away. But Lang, which is what I love about a defender, he stayed balanced and he matched Benrahma's stride for stride, blocking off all the angles towards the goal. And he's got enough acceleration in him to keep up with Benrahma before forcing him wide before he gets the shot away. And judging by Benrahma's reaction, and it didn't go in, you can hear Moyes shouting, "Good, Levi. Well done, Levi." He's given him the praise, and that's lovely to see, especially from a young lad. Now, it would be a surprise to see Lang even maybe get called up for the matchday squad against Anderlecht, but I wouldn't put it past him getting called up there. But he could earn the call-up, and that means if West Ham were to get, say, a victory, then we've got the next game next week. What do we do? Do we start to look at bleeding these younger players through the ranks? Who knows? Are we getting a little bit ahead of ourselves again and exciting? But he's got really big competition in that area of defence, and one of those players recently stepping up to the plate is Thilo Kehrer, who's impressed David Moyes since arriving from PSG. But we'll have to be, I suppose, wait and see, you could say, for what happens with this one. Now, we would be over the moon to see Lang, because we all get excited about young players, at least be included in the matchday squad, at least see a bit of game time. I can't see it for this game, but I think it's a sign of things to come for the young lad. So keep your eye out for him moving forward. And it's also going to be interesting to see if there is an inclusion for this man, Harrison Ashby, who made his comeback from injury on Saturday afternoon for West Ham in the under-21s. He's not played or been in a match day for West Ham or the under-21s since August after suffering from a groin injury. And the right back is playing, that happened during playing in a qualifying match against Viborg. Now, until Saturday, he's not been included in a matchday squad since the Premier League tie against Brighton, less than 72 hours after featuring against Viborg. And during his absence, he was, of course, linked away from the club to Premier League rivals Newcastle for £2 million, but the move did not happen as he stayed put at West Ham. Now, Ashby was back in action for Mark Robson's side and played in the duration of their 1-0 defeat to Crystal Palace in Premier League 2 on Saturday, a game which of course, West Ham ended up with 10 men because Levi Lang, who I've just spoken about, was sent off early in the second half for a last-man foul. But will we see the inclusion of Harrison Ashby? Because we all rate him highly. We just hope he can make it and get given a chance. It'll be interesting to see if he does get given that chance. So put your comments and let me know your thoughts on Harrison Ashby potentially joining the Europa Conference League squad ahead of the game against Anderlecht. And last but not least, this man, when West Ham announced Czech billionaire Kretinsky had become the club's second biggest stakeholder a year ago next month. Yes, I can't believe it, but he's been in this role for about 11 months with another month to go, his 1 year anniversary. The excitement was there for us all to breathe in. Now, here's a businessman with a net worth 4 times approximately of the West Ham current co-owners, David Sullivan and David Gold. Now, he supposedly has access to £700 million every year to use purely for investments. A man who is a leading figure of a 15 million, sorry, not million, billion empire built by a deceased father of his partner. Reports and rumours abound following Kretinsky's arrival at West Ham that his investment, £150 million for 27% of the club, would allow West Ham to go into bigger and better things in the transfer market. And of course, we saw the transfer window in January when we spent an unprecedented £170 million on 8 quality summer signings that came into the club. Now, the West Ham co-owner, who has big stakes in the likes of Royal Mail, Sainsbury's, has made a fortune snapping up unloved assets. Now, he has also lost a lot of money in his time as well, but he has also recently launched a series of big money French moves because he's just bought a £37 million castle near Paris last month. An investment vehicle linked to Kretinsky purchased the expensive Chateau de Marais in France near the capital for that money, which is a lot of money. And now he is making more moves across the channel. He's already heavily invested in the French media as the owner of Elle magazine and part owner of the Daily Le Monde. Now he is lending Liberation £12 million to help stem losses until they projectedly break even in 2026. And in addition to that, Kretinsky's foundation will inject 800,000 into the fund for the support of independent media, the majority owners of Liberation, according to the internal announcement made by their managing director at the time. Now, meanwhile, he has also made a bid for the company M6 Group following their failed merger at the time. I'm not going to go into the nooks and crannies of that situation, but it's turned out over more than £1 billion in revenue since 2016, but just £132 million in net income in the same period. So you can see the levels of difference there. Now, several reports in Europe are suggesting that Kretinsky is one of 3 bidders to have submitted an offer for the M6 Group. And we obviously have a man in the building who's got some serious dash cash and is not afraid to spend it in the right investments. And let's hope that continues in the case of West Ham for the coming years and the coming transfer windows. Fingers crossed we can make sure we get the right players in the door. And that brings an end to your Hammers headlines for today. Now, if you are new around here, you don't know what we do interviews with a lot of celebrity West Ham fans and of course ex-West Ham players, and tonight is no different as we welcome Adi Pitan, excuse my pronunciation. He is a very well-known British television presenter and wheelchair basketball player, of course, representing Great Britain at the Paralympics, winning a bronze medal as well. He is a massive West Ham fan, so please make sure you do join us tonight at 9 o'clock for the live interview. You get a chance to put in your live questions and they will be answered for you as well. Anyway, as we always do, we'd like to thank you for joining us. So stay safe. If you are new around here, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, give us your thumbs up if you've enjoyed the content, and take it easy. Come on, you Irons.